Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the Whiskey Hour podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We are back where our aim is to educate, innovate, and entertain the masses with positivity, humor, and fact-based opinion on your favorite everyday sports topics. Oh, yeah. Can't forget. And with a glass of whiskey. We're brought to you by the Game Changers Sports Network. And if you enjoy vibing with us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below so you don't miss out on any high content profile updates. I'm your host, Big Phil. I'm joined by my man Eric and Jason. Say what's up to the people.
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing?
Hey, it's your boy JJ McLovin in the house. Got my fresh glass of whiskey, ready to talk some sports and have a good time, Big Phil.
Hey, we're excited. For y'all who don't know us, we've been on a brief hiatus where we've kind of rebranded, came back together with new content, new style, ready to deliver high-profile updates to everyone. We're brought to you by the Game Changer Sports Network. It's an amazing family-oriented team whose aim is to bring you nothing but the facts. So we're about to hop right into it. Waste zero time. Let's hop in the NFL, Jason. So we have the Chiefs and we have the Patriots. Are the Chiefs in line to be the next Patriot dynasty? What do you think, man?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I do think it's early to tell, but I like where this conversation's going. You got Patrick Mahomes just signed a 10-year extension worth a hell of a lot of money. You got 20 out of 22 players from last year's squad coming back. They just signed Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I mean, come on, or from the draft. So, I mean, are the stars aligned? Yeah. The only thing I think that could hurt them is one or two things. Is if the other players ask for too much money and nobody wants to concede and go above that cap. And the only thing that could hurt them would be injuries. Can they stay healthy and can they keep the salary cap manageable? And man, the ceiling is endless, right?
And that's the biggest point because they have a plethora of riches. But as you know, sports is also a business, and everyone needs to get paid. So will they be able to pay everybody? I don't know. But Eric, what do you think, man?
I mean, I think it's a tough task to fill those shoes and become a dynasty like the Patriots. To be honest with you, do the Chiefs have the intangibles to be a dynasty? Yeah, I do. I just, man, there's a lot I got to see yet from them to even remotely put them in the same category as the Patriots dynasty of the past 20 years, because one ring isn't six. I mean, we got to remember that. So yeah. Patrick Mahomes is a great talent, and my hope for the Chiefs organization is they can continue to protect him.
No, I agree. I think that they definitely have a foundation laid to be the new Patriots. They have a Hall of Fame coach in Bruce Arians. Andy Reid. Sorry, they have a Hall of Fame caliber player who's on that trajectory as far as Patrick Mahomes. They got Edwards-Helaire out of LSU. They got the running backs for days. You got Mecole Hardman. You got Tyreek Hill. You got Travis Kelce. So I mean, they're definitely building up some firepower on offense, and they got that revamped defense with the Honey Badger leading the way. So I think it's going to be exciting. Will they get those rings like you talked about, Eric? That's a tough task, but they definitely are in the driver's seat as far as that's concerned.
Oh, for sure, they are in the driver's seat for sure. But like I said, I mean, I will openly say this, that Pat Mahomes is the most physically gifted quarterback I've ever seen. And if he continues to play at the level he's playing at, and which I think the ceiling is limitless for this kid. I believe they could do some magical things, but again,
is that a hot take? You say he's the most physically gifted quarterback you've ever seen?
Yeah.
Let me say one thing. Chris Ron talked about it.
Close that one out, Jason.
Oh. Hey, can you hear me now? Oh shoot!
I hear you, man.
Oh, you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you good. We got you.
Okay, I'm sorry, man. So technical difficulty on my end. Hey, I was just saying, Chris Brown was caught on point when he talked about, you got to have a quarterback and a running back and so forth. If you could pull that last comment back up, that'd be great. I think he's on point. I think that's what the Chiefs have. The Chiefs got the cornerstones. They got the coach. They got the running back. They got the quarterback. They got the wide receiver. They got a good offensive line. I mean, they're set offensively. And let's be honest, 20 out of 22, that means their defense was hella on point last year. And I think they're going to come back and they're going to do very well this year. There's no reason why they can't be a dynasty. Phil, like I said, there's only two things that will keep them from that. One is salary cap. God, that's a hard thing to do. And two is injuries. If they can avoid those two things, I mean, come on. I mean, who's to say, right?
Yeah. Let's head over to Chicago for a bit. Do you guys think that that Nick Foles should be starting over Mitch Trubisky, or what do you guys think about that?
Oh man, that's the toughest. I don't know. Well, maybe for some, but Nick Foles, honestly, I mean, Nick Foles, I understand that, he was a backup for Philadelphia when they won the Super Bowl, but he played in that game. He brought them, the intangibles they were lacking, and he's a winner. He really is. But I can't see how you'd start a Mitch Trubisky over Nick Foles. I don't see where you would do that and why. Again, it's a really weird thought that somebody would try that. I don't know. Mitch hasn't proven anything to me.
Well,
I mean,
I'll tell you what.
With Jacksonville, they tried the same thing. They tried to start, even though he's coming off an injury, they tried starting Gardner Minshew over Nick Foles. So, I mean, it's quite a few teams that got that idea in mind. What you got, Jay?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, the worst case scenario, they can always just piggyback off of what Philadelphia did, put Trubisky out there, and if he starts to fumble or gets injured, throw Nick Foles in there. Because let me tell you something about Nick Foles. He's probably one of the best backup quarterbacks there is. Stephen Gillespie, what's up, baby? Listen, let me tell you something. Nick Foles, I don't know if he's necessarily a starter, but I do know this. He's got a Super Bowl ring, and he is a finisher. And I'm going to tell you, if I got a quarterback that has his pedigree, backing up Trubisky, I'm not worried about starting Trubisky, because if he screws up, I'm just going to throw Nick Foles in there, and I'm going to ride it down Doug Raven train, baby.
Yeah, but you got to think about this, man. You got to think about this. I feel like Nick Foles was put on the field too soon after injury. I feel like there's a lot in that tank, and I feel like people need to evaluate that from a standpoint of a healing process. You can't just say, "Hey, let's just throw this man into the battle." He didn't have any time to heal properly. I really don't think he did.
And I agree. I completely agree. Had our man Brandon at the bottom, he said Philly made a mistake letting him go. I truly do, because like you said, Eric, what was he able to show in Jacksonville? He got there, broke his collarbone. Gardner came back, and like to your point, I thought that he rushed himself back to justify that that salary that he signed for, just to wind up not being ready, losing those games, and being cut or traded to the Bears. So I would have him in my backup quarterback, like Jason said. I don't need him for the regular season. Let my starter get me to the playoffs, and then let Nick Foles and his magic do the rest.
Hey, if I can, going back to what's his name's comment, I apologize. Where he said it was the Eagles' mistake letting him go. Mr. Herrera, do you think that every time Carson Wentz takes a sneeze and he gets hurt, that they don't wish they had Foles to put back in there and carry up forward? Because now they do have my boy Eric down there, his favorite guy, and Jalen Hurts. And if he comes up in there, baby,
that's my boy. That's my boy.
Hey, but Jalen's gonna have to be ready to go. I mean, listen, he will be. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, every time Wentz sneezes, because let's be honest, he can't make it to the playoffs to save his life. But every time he sneezes, I know that Philly, somewhere in the back of Peter's mind, is saying, "I wish I still had my boy and Nick Foles." But maybe Jalen Hurts will be the answer to that, and I think he's got a lot of upside, as Eric will tell you.
And look, and that's why you draft a Jalen Hurts in the second round. You draft him for that situation right there. Jalen Hurts has an amazing pedigree. He's a proven winner. He's a proven leader. But back to your point about Carson Wentz sneezing and being hurt, he has the worst injury luck, and it reminds me of Sam Bradford. With the Rams when he got drafted, that guy was injured almost every single season. Do we even know what a fully healthy Sam Bradford really could have been? We have no idea. And same thing can almost be said for Carson Wentz. I mean, he played a lot more games, so we kind of know, what he could be. But it's tough, man. Every single year, something. Every single year.
Hey, speaking of Stephen Gillespie, that's his boy right there, man. Sam Bradford. He's an LA Rams fan out there. I saw him just the other night talking about his Rams and everything, and with Chris Couch coaching all them. And I think he's sad because they put so much into Sam Bradford, and he just never panned out for them. Just kind of like how Wentz, is just really not panning out for Philly.
Hey, Steven. I'm sorry to hear you're a Rams fan, brother. I'm sorry to hear that.
I got a quick take on this little thing. I just got to know, how as an owner, a GM, and a coach, do you feel having Carson Wentz get hurt and Nick Foles taking you to the promised land, and then you just put in the Carson Wentz, man? He's about as hard as a bag of napkins. I don't understand why you.
Yeah.
I just don't get that, man. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't understand. And then how does Carson Wentz wear that ring with pride? I get he played a hell of a regular season, but dude, you weren't there when it counted, man.
Well, hey Eric, I'm gonna get this one to you. Go ahead and respond to Bryce. He's saying Hurts is a proven winner. He was benched in the national championship game. Go ahead and tell him why Hurts is a proven winner, baby.
Man, you want to know why? It's all about his mentality, dude. It comes down to the fact that whether Jalen Hurts has ever been put in the back burner or started or whatever he did, he has a killer mindset. He has that Mamba mentality, and I don't, man. If you put Jalen Hurts with the same receivers and same offense that Tua had this year, and if you let Tua ride the pine like Jalen did, I'm telling you, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter for Jalen. Jalen went to Oklahoma, and when the world said he can't throw, what did he do? He threw. And, he made CeeDee Lamb shine. I mean, Jalen Hurts, people sleep on him, man. I'm telling you. It's going to be a scary thing. And it all comes down to the mentality of never, ever, ever quitting and never, ever, ever letting something affect the future progress. That kid can throw 2 picks, and it will never shake his mentality of wanting to win. He will never back off. He'll still throw the ball. He's not scared.
Hey, if I can, let me just want to kind of wrap this one up real quick on Jalen Hurts. What I think about Jalen Hurts is when he was with Alabama in that national championship game, I felt like I don't think at that particular point in time he was a proven winner. I think he was a great player, but what I do think he is a proven leader. I think Jalen Hurts showed his leadership abilities, and I think he showed his class when he was in Alabama. But when he went to Oklahoma, that's when I think he became a winner. He got leadership out of Bama, but he got winning out of Oklahoma. And that's why I feel like Jalen Hurts is the real deal. I was not sold on Jalen Hurts in Bama. I became sold on Jalen Hurts in terms of winning when he got to Oklahoma. I just really like his class, and I like his teamship. So
it's the last comment. We're gonna move on from this topic, but the guy Jalen Hurts, right? The guy went 26-2 as a starter at Alabama. I don't know how people could say he's not a proven winner. The guy went 26-2 under Nick Saban. He then went to OU and crushed it. I get what you mean. He didn't win the championship game. He got benched for Tua, but the man's legit. The man's certified. Put some respect on Hurts' name, man. Come on.
Hey,
real quick before you let it go, just to let y'all know, Carson Wentz has been spoken about that he is not a leader.
Yeah, I believe that. I just think there's a difference between being a
Bryce,
winner and
whoa, no.
Hold on, Bryce. I got you, man. Hold on a minute, but that's a good comment.
Hey,
I just think that there's a difference between being
on this topic.
Hey, there's a difference between being a winner at the regular season level and a winner at the championship level. And yes, he was a winner at the regular season, but I'm just saying when it comes to championship in the game, most crucial time of the month, at that particular point in time, he wasn't a winner. Not yet. But when he went to Oklahoma, I think he became that winner. He became at the crucial, not the regular season, but at the top pinnacle, he became a winner. That's
that boy.
Me and Bryce, me and Eric can go like this all day long against you guys, but we're gonna move on for a second. Hey, let's head to Baltimore, man, where your guy Earl Thomas wants to get in fights with teammates because of busted coverages that he led to. So, what do you guys think that Mr. Earl Thomas, Mr. Pro Bowler, Mr. Captain of the Legion of Boom is going to end up next?
Man, that's all talent. That's all talent and piss poor attitude.
Yeah,
I don't get it, man. How and what's quite comical is it seems to me that a lot of teams don't want to deal with the riffraff that he brings to the table. And they're passing. They're saying, well, we have this grade A talent, but we have this terrible attitude and terrible teammate. I mean, this proves he's terrible. I just don't get why he does the things he does. I mean, it's not the first time his name's been brought up and things like this.
What do you think, Jay?
I think Eric has a good point there. My thing is this. I think it's a lot more than just attitude and things like that. There was something else going on in Baltimore that led to go up Earl Thomas. He hit somebody. That's competitive nature. It just is what it is, man. I mean, everybody gets in fights every single day in training camp. That's just a given. I think there's something a little bit more in the Baltimore scenes. And I say that because look how long Earl Thomas, since being cut by Baltimore, look how long he's been out there in free agency, and nobody has really even stirred up a comment anywhere about where he possibly could land, right? I mean, he's been linked to Dallas. That's a given. But even Dallas hasn't pulled the trigger. And they just let go of HaHa Clinton Dix. So if anybody would bring him in, you would think that'd be the perfect time to bring him in. They had the perfect excuse because HaHa wasn't performing in camp. But yet even Dallas hasn't. So what is actually out there between the GMs or between the president and GMs that we don't know as fans that really happened in Baltimore that's scaring off other suitors?
Well, look
He's
at
a head case.
And not to steer away from being too factual, but look at his offseason. Was it this offseason he was held at gunpoint butt naked by his fiance or something like that? I mean, that's one incident, right? He flipped off Pete Carroll when he got injured in Baltimore, leading the game. I mean, not to say that this is indicative of who Earl Thomas is as a person, as a player, but it can't be because of skill. The guy has almost over 500 solo tackles for his career, almost over 30 interceptions. So it's definitely not because of his skill. It has to be because of whatever's perceived to be as a lack of leadership or a lack of character, something of that nature.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, with that all being said, Dallas Cowboys, please go get Earl Thomas. I don't care if he's a head case or not. He's going to do well for us in the center field position.
And real quick, too, Dal, I almost forgot. So, as you guys know, we are the Whiskey Hour podcast. And so what we like to do is before each show, or at the beginning of each show, we talk about what kind of whiskey we're drinking at that moment in time, kind of like a whiskey of the week kind of deal. So, right now, I'm a brown kind of guy, just sipping on some Gentleman's Jack, keeping it classy for y'all.
Eric, what you got over there?
Well, you'll have to excuse me in my nature today with the poor lighting and the cell phone. I'm in the process of moving. My whiskey's packed. I have no whiskey. I'm drinking cheap beer. It's a miserable night. But if I was drinking whiskey, I actually have a bottle of Knob Creek that I've been sipping on. So that's what I got right now.
Yeah. And Knob Creek is beautiful, man. I love that Knob Creek. I sent a bottle of that to Joe Stevens not too long ago. Now you have to pardon my Tupperware. I don't have. Hey, listen, all my good whiskey glasses are dirty, and so I'm left with my daughter's soccer school or whatever it is that she played with. I got her 10. So, but I'm actually got a little bit of Jack Daniels myself in there. I went to Tennessee. I love that Tennessee honey, and I just kind of went that direction. But normally, I one of these days I'm going to get my wife to give me enough money to actually go buy a bottle of that High West. I only bought that one bottle for Eric because he had money.
Hey, speaking of High West, we got Mr. Nick Lombardi. He said, "Where the black label at?" Hey, it's coming, Nick. It's coming, man. They want a budget tonight, man. They want a budget.
I'm about to say, hey, Nick must have all that money, man. Hey, Nick. Hey, man. I know you got that money, baby. I might need some of that to go get some of that.
Let's hop back into it, y'all.
I went to a wedding. This week, and I asked them if they had High West whiskey, and they said, "I don't know what that is. What do you have?" They said, "We have Maker's Mark." I said, "I'm all set. I don't want anything."
Hey, we're gonna hop back into it real quick. All right, so we're going to the number 1 overall draft pick this past draft. My guy, Mr. Joey Burrow. Is he a hero? Is he a bust? Jason, I know you had some harsh words from my guys. So I'm gonna give it to you first, man.
Man, listen, I was really, when I heard Joey Burrow was going to Cincinnati, I said, God, man, that's a great quarterback. And they're going to throw him to the wolves right off the jump. They're going to ruin this man, and they're never going to hear from him again. And he's going to wind up there playing in the CFL with Manziel in the abyss of nothingness. But apparently apparently, his teammates are saying that when this guy comes to the huddle, he's not coming to the huddle like a rookie. He's coming to the huddle like he's been here before. So that tells me at least 9 or 10 of his players that play with him think that this guy is going to be the real deal this year. And for those guys to have that kind of confidence, number one in a rookie, and number two in a guy that just got there with no playing experience, and they had this kind of confidence already. Hey, watch out, world! Joe Barry might be the real deal after all, and Trost might be a genius for calling it the whole time.
I have some words to say. I'm going to say last. You go ahead, Eric.
How in the heck can anybody say that I don't even? It's practice. It's training camp. It's because he goes into a huddle saying, "Oh, this, that, and the third," and he's going in there not like a rookie. He's going in there like a vet, dude. When the lights shine and the real deal happens and his back's against the wall, how's he going to react then? That's my biggest thing. He might do well this year with the limited fans. It might be quieter. It might be easier for him to maintain his composure. He might be able to, be heard. But does Joe Burrow have amazing talent, and does he have the intangibles to have a glorious career? Absolutely. But he's in Cincinnati, guys. Let's be real here, man. He ain't gonna do too much with them unless they start building around him, which they need to do this year. He's going to hate life. I really do believe that. He is going to hate life.
So check this out, right? I got some numbers for you guys. 5,671 passing yards, 60 TDs, 6 interceptions, 76.3% completion percentage. When was the last time you heard a quarterback put them kind of numbers up? It's okay. I'll wait. Never. Okay, that's the correct answer. Never. Joe Burrow is going to be an absolute beast. Okay.
College.
Will he have to deal with the rookie blues? A little bit. Some of the guys. I mean, that's normal. He's a rookie. He's transitioning from the college to the NFL game. But he has proven to be one of the most mature, one of the most composed, one of the most talented players to ever come through the college ranks. And I truly believe if anyone could change around the fortunes of Cincinnati, is Joe Burrow. The reason why they're raving about him being such a great leader in training camp is because those grown men, those experienced vets have seen other rookies come in and not perform to the level that he's performing at. I think, do they make the playoffs? That's a tough call. The Bengals aren't the greatest team, but I believe that Joe Burrow will be the catalyst for change. So watch out for them Bayou Bengals, baby. Watch out for them Bayou Bengals.
I wish all the success for him. I think he's a great dude, but it's still training camp, man.
Nick. Man, really? Already? He gonna tear it up already? You got that much faith in him? Come on, this is NFL, baby. This ain't college. This ain't no university. This is NFL, baby. No fun league. He gonna get hurt. Nah, you know what? Hey, I think it's gonna go either way. I think he's gonna come out and play, or he's gonna get scared and get run off. We'll see what happens. Big Phil, man. Tell him about our background, baby.
Hey, so in case you guys don't know, I'm in the Army. I'm an active duty service member. I've been serving about 7.5 years now. My man Eric, he's a retired veteran, and so is my man Jason. And me and Jason, we actually worked together and served together at Fort Stewart, Georgia, for about 3.5 years. He was my NCO, my mentor, and then we became peers once I got promoted to the rank of sergeant. But so all three of us are veterans, and it's kind of funny because none of this was planned, right? This was not planned at all. One day, my big brain had the idea of, hey, let's do a sports podcast. We threw it out there. And the first two to come back were Jason and Eric. And through our mutual friendship, our bond, our military service, we came together and we're pushing this podcast and we're just promoting a great family vibe with a fact-based opinion, man.
If you don't mind, let me take. Okay, that's the lovely press office box release.
That's the Cliff Notes.
Give you the real deal. I'm gonna give you this behind the scoops. Me and Eric basically begged Trost, hey, pick me. I know I'm like I think Eric was like number 8. I was like number 15. And and that's how hey, Trost took a flyer on us, man. And for those of you who don't know, Trost is basically our all-state guy. He's got the all-state common, rational, keeps us in line type voice. And I'm kind of like your numbers guy, a little bit energetic. And then I think, when you see big Eric over there, he's going to be your psychologist, big brother, and analytical guy. And that really is what's going to make up what you can expect going forward in terms of the Whiskey Hour and how we're going to attack this show and what the vantage points and flavors we're going to bring.
Exactly. And right now, Eric's dealing with some difficulties, but we're three men that really love sports, and I want to talk about sports in a manner in which the regular person, right, the everyday person can relate to it. We try to use our military background to reach more people out there, but we're just three everyday regular guys who enjoy whiskey, enjoy shooting the breeze, and talking sports, man. Hey, we're talking about how we got together, Eric.
Yeah, I can hear. I don't know what's going on here on my end.
No, it's all good. This is a few technical difficulties. But let's jump right back into it, man. So let's head down to my favorite division, my favorite conference, the NFC South. That's ran by the New Orleans Saints, baby. We that. So, Jason, Eric, the question to you is, does the NFC still run through New Orleans, or is Tampa Bay coming in as the new King Supreme?
Hey, Eric, go ahead, brother. Take this one.
It still runs through New Orleans. Why? I mean, I'm a diehard Patriots fan. Tom is a GOAT, but how can you can't really just go ahead and say that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers own the division. You can't. I mean, what? Because they got an insane team on paper. I mean, we all see what happens to egos. We all see what happens in the season with injuries. I mean, let's be real here.
Right.
Tom, I'll admit it openly. Tom has not faced defenses on a regular basis like he's gonna, and he's also does not have his O-line anymore. So, I mean, that's just a foolish thing. It's whatever. You're counting a very angry Drew Brees out. People are doing that already. I don't like it, man.
You heard that, Jay?
I don't like it, man. Think about it.
I heard it. I'm waiting.
That's the equivalent. That's the equivalent for these. That's the equivalent of these crazy people telling me that the Patriots are going to win 4 or 5 games with Cam. Like, you're telling me that Drew Brees isn't going to come out here swinging? Come on.
Yeah, Drew Brees is still a bad man. I'm not trying to take nothing away from him, but listen to me. Last time I checked, Tom's even a better man. It's like, you have good, better, and best. But right now, Brees is the better, but Tom is still unequivocally the best. Now, I kind of made like a little sad face when you said that about Tom, Eric, because I know Tom is usually your boy, man, with the Patriots. I mean, I was really surprised, but that's okay. I understand your viewpoints as well, and I respect them. I just feel like Tom came out and said when they signed Leonard Fournette, he told Brees, checkmate. Meaning that, hey, listen to me. I got the last piece of my puzzle that I needed to transform Tampa offense into New England's offense. He's going with the blueprint. They got him 6 rings. He brought Gronk in for a specific reason.
Bro.
He brought Fournette in to be the Blount. He brought in McCoy to
You're
be
definitely underselling Fournette right now.
You know what I'm saying?
You're definitely underselling Fournette.
Hey, listen. Hey, he's building that team. He's got Mike Evans and Goodwin to be the Moss and the Edelmans and the Welkers that he's had in the past. I'm telling you, hey, you guys don't understand. This is Tom Brady saying checkmate. This ain't some scrub saying it. This is Tom Brady. And when Tom Brady says checkmate, I mean, he's got a team.
Go ahead.
Man, let me tell you this real quick. I'm a Patriots fan, tried and true. So when people ask me about Tom and Tampa Bay, Tom is a GOAT, yes. He's not my quarterback no more. I'm not a Buccaneers fan. But let me tell you this. For Tom to say checkmate to Drew, saying he's got Leonard Fournette, man, I don't know. Maybe got hit hard in the head in training camp because I'm taking Kamara over Leonard Fournette any day of the week, bro. I want somebody that's versatile, not somebody that's in a run-down field.
You guys are making some hot takes in here today. You guys got some hot takes, and I'm a Saints fan.
You're trying to tell me you're trying to tell me that anybody on that Buccaneers receiving corps, Gronkowski, is better than Mike Evans? Don't worry, I'll wait.
Hey,
listen, what
real
I'm
quick,
saying is, hey,
Jay
Fournette,
said that Tom has the most weapons he's ever had in his career. And
that's true.
While it may be true, but guess what? Check this out though. So there's been 12 quarterbacks who posted 5,000-yard seasons in the NFL. Guess who owns 4 of those years? It's okay. I'll wait. Oh, Mr. Badman, Drew Brees.
Drew.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say, hey, and that's what I'm saying. You got good, better, and best. And I'm not discrediting Brees by any means. The guy's 5'10" and he throws like he's 6'6". The guy is great. Okay, I'm not trying to take anything away from Drew Brees, but he don't have 6 rings and he ain't Tom. But he is still a good quarterback.
I'll put it this way, right? Tom Brady, arguably the GOAT, right? He has a great team, the most weapons he's ever had. The Saints never lost any weapons, and we added to our team. So to us, we're gonna keep humming along. We don't have to worry about chemistry issues. We don't have to worry about Drew Brees running the new offensive system because he's been with Sean Payton forever, right? This is Tom Brady. Richie, thank you, Richie. Fournette caught 76 passes last year for over 500 receiving yards. That's why I was like, you're underselling Fournette. Fournette is way better back than LeGarrette Ball will ever be. Fournette ran a 4.5 40 at 245 pounds at his combine. Imagine what we would ran at 222 pounds. Fournette's a beast. He can catch the ball. He can run through you. He can run around you. He's a home run hitter. But all the help in the world, not going to stop that vaunted Saints defense with Cam Jordan, Marcus Davenport, and my guy Lattimore.
Bro, listen.
Go ahead, Eric.
Y'all are forgetting one thing, man. Y'all are forgetting one
thing.
What's that? The referees beat the Saints. The referees beat the Saints the last few years.
Y'all
are forgetting that.
Thank you.
Hey, that sounds like somebody who just lost a game. That's their number one excuse. I don't know if you can't. I mean, I get what you're saying.
No, listen. That.
Oh, no.
I know what he's saying. I know, and that Wi-Fi stuff. I know what he's saying.
Deal. That's real deal truth. It was known.
Well, like I said, so I mean, obviously you put out the stats of Fournette. You know, before we go with some stats, let me tell you something. I remember back in the day when we got on Ezekiel Elliott with the Cowboys, and Tross told me, "Man, wait till you see this beast in Fournette. Wait till you see when this beast Fournette come and hit the ground." And I think that Fournette is still that beast. And I think, like Fournette said, they did not use Fournette the right way in Jacksonville. They just didn't. But they're going to use him the right way in Tampa. And I really think this is going to be his rebirth. So we got Fournette at 265 attempts for 1,152 yards, 76 catches for 522 and 3 touchdowns on the ground. I mean, come on, guys. Look. This is on a really crappy Jacksonville team. Now he's on Tampa. He's got a leader. He even said it himself. I got a quarterback. Now I feel like I'm reborn again. So, yeah, absolutely. Fournette's the real deal, man.
I don't see the Bucs going 12-4, Richie, but they do have enough talent to where they should be.
Yeah, guess what?
At least a 9 or 10-win team, maybe.
I'll tell you this. Let me say this real quick. I'm gonna tell you right now, this game.
Guess what?
Week one.
The greatest intangible to this whole thing.
What's that?
The greatest intangible to this whole thing is the Saints are a well-oiled machine. There's no growth there.
Yeah, they are.
They're already been together. The Buccaneers have the Buccaneers have so much to gain and prove and everybody's saying Gronk this, Gronk this. I love Gronk. I do. I love him. He's incredible. But dude, I
think OJ Howard's going to be the guy out there, though. I think Howard's going to do pretty well out there in Tampa. I think people are going to they're forgetting about him. I think Howard's going to do real well out there in Tampa. But you know, Eric, to your point, and Phil, to your point, man, Week 1 is going to be awesome. Who's ready for Week 1 Sunday when New Orleans does play Tampa Bay? How many answers are going to get? I mean, I'm going to tell you right now. And I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm going to be glued to Week 1, Tampa Bay, New Orleans. Because how many questions are going to get answered? Is the NFC South going to New Orleans? Or are we having a changing of the guard, have it go to Tampa? Week 1 is going to be that telltale, oh, my Lord, this really just happened.
Hey, so real quick, before we transition to the NBA, my last question right here. So who's winning week 1? New Orleans or Tampa Bay? Who y'all got?
New Orleans. I'm going Tampa Bay.
New Orleans.
Oh, so we got 2 for New Orleans. We got 1 for Tampa. So we'll see, Jason. We'll see.
I have to. Tom Brady's my quarterback in fantasy league.
Hey, so let's flip the script right quick. Let's switch over to the NBA, where we are in the bubble for playoff season, baby. Our first question I want to hit you guys with Chris Paul, aka the point guard. Oh, we had 1 Tampa Bay guy, so it's like it's 2-2 right now, Jay. 2 for New Orleans, 2 for Tampa Bay. But back to the NBA. We got Mr. Chris Paul, aka the point guard. Who?
Yes.
Do you feel that he should have been in the MVP discussion?
Let me take this one real quick, Eric, and then because I'm gonna let you wrap this one up, and or Tross can wrap it up. Chris Paul, I love it, man. Everybody's got Giannis. Everybody's got Braun. Everybody's got Harden. Nobody's saying Chris Paul. And let me tell you something, Tross. When I think of an MVP player, Eric, when I think of an MVP player, I think about somebody that took their team from the gutter and put them all the way into the playoffs. People understand OKC was in rebuild mode. They were not even supposed to be in the playoffs. But somehow or another, Chris Paul sprinkled his little fairy dust on it and put them and willed them into the playoffs. Really? That's a bad, bad man. And the fact that his name is not in the MVP conversation, even though he has been a winner and has brought his organizations to be a winner everywhere he's gone, in my opinion, is disrespectful.
Well, it depends. I mean, so the MVP award, right? Most valuable player to your team's success. While OKC did make the playoffs, they weren't a top seed. So while you could always make a case for a guy like Chris Paul changing the fortunes of a franchise in the manner in which he did, could you really say that he was deserving of that award over LeBron James, over Anthony Davis, over Jason Tatum, over Giannis, over Kawhi? Like those are a lot of guys whose teams did a lot better than OKC and put up comparable numbers to Chris Paul as relative to their position on the court. You get what I'm saying?
I get it. But okay, watch this, right? Kawhi had Paul George, Morris, Beverly, Lou Will, and a lot of other people. And Montrezl Harrell, he's got 2 6-man on his team. Montrezl Harrell just got the 6-man. Lou Williams had the 6-man. Trust me, that team is still playoff caliber worthy, even without Kawhi. You take off Chris Paul, and that team's in the gutter, full-on rebuild mode. Giannis, who does Giannis got? Middleton? Korver?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got other guys, right? He's got
I
Eric Bledsoe.
I hate to break it. I hate to break it to you, but everything Jason's saying is right.
Oh, you actually agree with Jason for once?
Man, I was that the alcohol talking, or he actually just say that? Because that almost literally brought a dang tear to my eye. No, and watch this. Hey, Eric is a smart guy. Eric's serious. An analytical guy.
I'm serious.
I mean, look at LeBron. Bron's got Anthony Davis, Rondo, McGee, Howard. Harden's got.
Hey, Elizabeth said, "Preach." I guess she's feeling your takes right now.
Hey, H-Town sister. We all know where we from. H-Town, baby. H-Town always speaks the truth. And I'm on my preaching Bible. Preaching Bible.
Hey, let's take it to New York real quick, right? So,
all right.
as you all are aware of, Steve Nash is going to be hired as the new coach of the Nets. What do you guys think about that hiring? How do you feel about another player becoming coach with no experience coaching? How do you feel about that?
Eric, you go ahead that one, man.
I think it'll take him a year.
Will he be the next Steve Kerr?
He's gonna have to. No, I don't think that, because he's gonna be a great coach. Either. I will say that. But my problem with the whole dynamic is, as you know, I'm a Celtics fan, tried and true. When we got Kyrie, I was like, man, Kyrie's coming. This is a wrap for everybody. And then I saw. I hate to admit it, man. He's a cancer in the locker room. He's a cancer to an organization. And Kevin Durant with his stupid backup Twitter accounts and stuff, man. I just feel like I don't think it's a train to be something good, Like Nick Lombardi just said, Brooklyn is a black hole. I agree. Amen to that.
I was just about to say that too.
Alter egos and very, very, very weird. Those two,
but
man.
You know what?
They're not going to. Hey.
The Nets were before the Nets fired was Clifford, and they traded D'Lo and signed KD and Kyrie. The Nets were actually a very good up and coming team. Spencer Dinwiddie, Karis LeVert, Jared Allen, a few of those guys. To me, they didn't have to make any changes.
My boy LeVert, you're taking away
What's
that.
going on, Sean?
Right, LeVert and Dinwiddie, man. If you start taking away that time for them to grow, that's going to be tragic to them.
D-Lo.
I don't think their numbers are going to be the
same. They should have kept D'Lo. There was no reason to get rid of D'Lo.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. Let me say this.
Man, it was stupid.
Dross, you're from New Orleans.
Yep.
I know you about as superstitious as me. What's up, Sean Shaver? That's my boy. Hey, that's my boy from the Rocket Sauce back in the military. Good hearing from you, man. Hey, listen, let me tell you something. I believe in I'm superstitious. Baseball's got superstitions. Everybody's got superstitions. And my superstition is this. Jason Kidd went to Brooklyn for his head coaching assignment and was decimated and tried to latch on with Milwaukee and just was never, ever heard from again.
Well, see,
now,
that's more of an indictment on Kidd.
Hey, watch this. That's just the way it is. And then Kerr, come on, man, you can't compare to Steve Kerr. Kerr came from winning background from Jordan era. That man's a Jordan guy. He's used to championships. He knows what championship makeup is. He knows how to distribute the team. He was bred for this position. If anybody was bred for it, Kerr was. Steve Nash, jury's out. I'm sorry. You're under the D'Antoni era, and I love the Rockets. Hey, I do. I'm not a D'Antoni guy. I don't like the small ball crap we're running right now. But I'm going to tell you this. You're a D'Antoni guy, and I don't think you got what it makes. I think you got basketball savvy. I think you got basketball IQ. I think just like Jason Kidd, you're a great and dominant at your position. But a coach, I don't think you make.
Hey, so check this out, right? I'm gonna answer that after I answer this comment. So we got Brandon. He says, should the T-Wolves trade the number 1 pick? I don't think that they need it, honestly. Between Karl Anthony Towns, between D'Angelo Russell, some of those younger guys, Jared Culver, they got some good pieces down there. They don't need another rookie. But to your point, Jason, Steve Kerr, what has he done? He inherited a championship caliber team. What has Steve Kerr? Hey, Steph, you got it. Go run point. Hey, KD, bring the game home for us. Like X's and O's wise, what does Steve Kerr have to do, really? That's why I'm interested to see what Steve Nash is going to do in Brooklyn with 2 superstars already in Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. And last one, Jason, we'll move to the next question.
Hey, real quick. Let me tell you, I understand Steve Kerr got a championship environment, but he also got championship attitudes and championship egos, and it takes a lot to manage those types of individuals. Spoelstra, when he first came to Miami, he didn't get it off the get. He struggled. But and look at Tyronn Lue. He got Cleveland. Now he did eventually get a championship with Cleveland, but even he kind of I remember what the first coach was that Cleveland got under Braun when Braun first came back. Do you remember what his name was?
Overseas. I know what you're talking about. I know who you mean.
Yeah, and they didn't do nothing for him. And that fact, he lost his job. So let me tell you something. If you get a championship team and you can't manage that team, you're going to be the first one to go, not the players. The coach is going to be the first one to be fired. So you can get that championship team, but you got to give them championship coaching. Because if you don't, you're going to be fired. And you have to earn their respect. And earning a champion's respect is hard to do.
Yep. And we're gonna keep it moving right now. Eric's having some technical difficulties, but we're gonna keep going ahead. Next, from Elizabeth. Nash has been working with the Warriors in recent years. I think he can handle championship egos and stuff. I think if anyone's built to handle it, I think it's Steve Nash. Steve Nash, not just with the Warriors, but he's also been working with Kyrie Irving since he came into the league. He played against those guys. He played against Durant when he played for the Supersonics. So he has an extensive history and rapport with these guys. So I think if anyone's equipped to do it, it's definitely Nash. I'm always leery of first-time head coaches or playing straight from the bench, coaching field, without any experience. But let's move on real quick. Last question for the NBA before we get to our rapid-fire debate. 2-part question. Who's going to win the NBA Finals? And if the Lakers make it to the Finals, what team in the East is going to give them the biggest matchup problem?
Okay, let me take this real quick. Elizabeth, I know you're out there. And I don't want you to think that I'm discounting my Rockets because you know what, I don't want to throw that bad juju on them. But as a reporter, as a journalist, as a podcaster, I have to take some level of unbiasedness to it. And right now, the momentum on the Lakers is too strong. I think it's too strong for the Rockets. I really just do. And I love my Rockets. I do. I know Elizabeth. I know Grafilia. I know you're crying over there, pissed off and angry at me. And I'm sorry. But right now, I got to keep it real. And if I'm keeping it real, I think it's going to go 6. I think the Lakers are going to pull out. I just think they're too much for the Rockets. I don't think that that Westbrook is going to be able to maintain it. I will say this. If the Rockets beat the Lakers, it's going to be because Westbrook kept the game on, or he came back and Westbrook produced and Harden produced. Because the only way the Rockets are going to win this championship is if Harden and Westbrook are both 100% on top of their game. They cannot falter one bit.
Jason,
one bit.
Elizabeth, check this out, right? And I love you guys, but I'm sorry to have to burst your bubble. All right. Unless the Rockets can consistently shoot above average from 3, they're not going to win the series. 95% of their offense is 3-point dependent. It just takes let James Harden be off. It's over with.
I think that's a fix is in.
I'm going to take it a little bit away from facts for a second and more so on the intangible and emotional side, right? Look at it from this perspective. This is a shortened season because of COVID. They're in the bubble. There is no greater chance for LeBron to win an NBA championship than this season right here. Right, he's getting older. Age 35, age 34. He's not getting any younger. What did that guy, the honorable judge Joe Stevens, said? You only have but so many jumps on your body.
So many
before your legs give out. LeBron, for as great as he is, for as best as taking care of his body with his cryotherapy and all the things of that nature, he only has but so many jumps left. Right, and AD, he's great, but when LeBron starts playing, who is AD's running mate? I think this is the Lakers' best chance to win the championship. Post the Kobe era. And moving into the post-LeBron era whenever LeBron calls it a day. So I'm just sorry it has to be the Rockets that we're going up against. Hey, this is our year, man. We got to win it all, baby.
Hey, look, man. Hey, I agree with you, Big Phil, man. Hey, I want to tell you that we took game 1, and that's really when I'm basing my argument off of.
We gave y'all game 1, depending on.
No, you didn't give us game 1. No, you didn't, because we beat the hell out of you. You didn't give us game 1, and you didn't. Even LeBron said we underestimated the speed the greatest show on turf plays at. And yeah, he was talking about the Rockets, the greatest show on turf. Go back and look it up. Look at your comments. It's there. Let me tell you something, Phil. Watch it. Let me make this point, because I know we only got a few minutes. We got to go rapid fire, but let me make this quick point. The Rockets, if they play like game 1, if Westbrook is on his game and Harden is on his game, I'm gonna tell you right now, Eric Gordon, he's the best third guy out there, and he will be on his game. I'm telling you, we can take this team. We can take them. But it's going to take a total team effort to beat Braun and Davis and Rondo, which, by the way, I like Rondo. He's been playing. That man had a resurgence or something. I remember him when he played with the Celtics.
Playoff Rondo, what they call him, man. Playoff Rondo.
And I think right now he is kind of coming back in that playoff mode. But I want to, what some people are going to sleep on is is it Morris that they're sleeping on?
Yeah, the Morris twins.
Yes, man, people are sleeping on them big time. But that's my take on it, Phil. I'll give you the next one up.
Hey, so look, right? I'm sorry about Jason's horrible take to our loyal Whiskey Hour fans, to our loyal Game Changer Sports Network followers. I'm sorry that he feels the Rockets are going to win. Look, just stay tuned to our podcast, because I promise you have a Laker fan in me, baby. You have a Laker fan in me. Beard. And look, and if Eric was here right now, he'll be screaming Beantown, and he'll be screaming that green and the Boston Celtics right now, because we know he's a Boston Celtics fan, but they're not winning it either. Right? We all know that the NBA runs through LeBron James.
Hey, Phil, I'm taking advantage of Eric having technical difficulties, because if he was here right now, he would absolutely just give me a whole mouthful, and I'm taking this one.
And it's just in from Eric gave us his hold up. Eric gave us his take. Eric said the Celtics and Lakers in the NBA Finals. Well, hold up, we got Miss Jolly. I wear my sunglasses at night. Hey, I sure do. We call them stunner shades, all right?
She's throwing some shade on old boy.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Nick, I'm right there with you. I cannot wait to hear what Elizabeth's going to say to us on a Beyond the Backboard podcast. So,
Hey, telling me and Phil come on there and destroy them girls any day of the week. We are debate champions.
We're gonna move it. We're moving into our final countdown, the last 10 minutes of the show.
I can make that happen.
Hey,
I wish we would, because man, listen, we the whiskey hour, baby. We the whiskey hour. We fear nobody. Look at the shades. Smash mouth. Smash mouth.
You can't see me, okay? You can't see me right now.
Let's put this thing on, baby.
And we're getting to our final segment of the Whiskey Hour podcast called our rapid fire debate section, where we fire off really quick on a number of topics, about 5 or 6. But again, Eric is still experiencing technical difficulties. So as he kind of texts or messages us his takes, we'll try to put it on the air for you guys to get the full roundtable discussion from the 3 of us. So Jason, you're going to go first.
Yeah.
Eric, it's not time to just quick top of the mind response to certain questions. So should Pete Rose be let in the Hall of Fame?
No, absolutely not. Betting on baseball is never, ever, ever a good thing. If the Black Sox can't get in, why should we let Pete Rose get in? Next question.
I concur. Ooh. So after Michael Jordan, after the GOAT himself, and Scottie Pippen, who was the 3rd best Bulls of all time?
I know you're going to say D. Rose, and rightfully so. He's a really bad man. But I'm still a firm believer in hard work, dedication, a little bit of craziness thrown in. And I'm going with the Worm. The Worm, baby. That man was a bad man. And they may not have had all 6 of those championships without the Worm. And I think he's underrated.
And by the way, is your guy the Worm? Is he the youngest MVP in league history?
Say again?
I said, was he the youngest MVP in league history?
I believe he was.
Your guy, the Worm?
I believe he was. D. Rose is great. Don't get me wrong. I like D. Rose, but he's not. And just in my opinion, I'm a Worm guy. I love everything that man, even when he was with Detroit, I loved him in Detroit, and I loved what he did as a member of the Bulls.
And you know what? This one's tough too, because we really can't even gauge D. Rose's career. I mean, yeah, has he had a late career resurgence of recent? He sure has. I was on brought to tears when he dropped them 50 points with the Timberwolves last year. I was on brought to tears, but it's tough because D. Rose was stopped right there as it was hitting his prime. Right, he made the youngest MVP in league history. He was giving LeBron everything he could handle in them playoffs. So it's tough, man. D. Rose, I'm sorry. Next question. J.J. Watt. Who has had a better individual career, J.J. Watt or Von Miller?
Man, that's a hard one to say. If you look at the defensive end position as a whole, Von Miller. If you want to look at the intangibles, I go J.J. Watt, because that man played everything from quarterback to tight end to defensive end to every other thing else you could think of. I mean, the man, and I really think that's kind of why he's having so many injuries, is because he has played so many various positions. But if you want to take the defensive end position as its whole merit, I'm going to give it to Von Miller. And I hate to say that, but I'm going to give it to Von.
And it's tough because if you look at their statistics, they're very similar. So like J.J. Watt, his career stats, he had 96 sacks, over 370 solo tackles, right? And 23 forced fumbles, a 5-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro, 2012 AP Defensive Player of the Year. Go over to Von Miller, right? He has 106 sacks, over 380 solo tackles, and about 26 forced fumbles, 8-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, 1-time Super Bowl champ. So, I mean, it's tough. But
it is tough.
It's a what have you done for me lately game, and I got to go with the winner. And Von Miller had that Super Bowl MVP and that Super Bowl championship. So I got to go with Von Miller on that one as well. But it's tough. But like we said, J.J. Watt was the only guy for forever on the Texans defense. And those injuries, playing both offense and defense, that's a tough one. They got a comment in too, Jason. We have a comment in.
Yep, Eric had J.J. I was going to put Eric's take on that was J.J. Watt. That's who he's taking.
And you can't go wrong with either one. I aired towards Von Miller because he had that Super Bowl championship ring to go along with his amazing statistics and the longevity that both him and J.J. Watt has amassed over their careers. So, going on my favorite question. Is the Saints versus the Bucks game a statement game for either team? And does it show you if the NFC South runs through either one?
Absolutely, unequivocally, no doubt about it. This is a statement game. You're dang right, it's a statement game. It's game one sets the tone for everything else. You take game one, so goes the series in this. And I'm telling you, if it really goes to New Orleans, then they're going to take game one. And they better come with the chip on their shoulder because Tampa's bringing it. And I know you're a New Orleans guy, Phil, but I'm telling you, this is, and I hope if you guys take it, great. But this is a statement game. Make no mistakes about it. And by the way, if Eric was here, what Eric wants you guys to know is he is in the middle of moving. But when he comes back, this man is ready to go. Next question.
Man, you know what? I don't think it for the Saints. I don't think it is right. So I attribute. What's a good analogy? So right, you're in school, right? First day of school, you got the new kid coming. Hey, new kid, this is my area. Stay on your side, man. That's how I view Tampa Bay in the Saints, right? The Saints are the old kid on the block. They run the block. You got the new kid, Tampa Bay, coming in with Tom Brady. Hey, Tom Brady, pay your dues, man. Sit in the back of the classroom for a second. This ain't your turn to talk right now, Tom Brady. So the Saints, this is our conference. This is our division. We're gonna win the game one, and we're gonna set the tone very early. I think Cam Jordan, that defense, Sean Payton, Drew Brees, we have something to prove. We've been shafted, whether by ourselves or the NFL, for the past 3 seasons. We are winning the Super Bowl this year. This is a hot take. You heard it here first on the Whiskey Hour podcast, baby. So, now to the next question. Next question and last question. Is the Football Hall of Fame game watered down in terms of what it takes to get in? So, is the Hall of Fame game or is the Hall of Fame in general?
Oh, I'm talking about the Hall of Fame in general. And before you give your comments on this, Phil, because I want you to have some background real quick and see if this reshapes the way you think. The three in the old school Hall of Fame, when the Hall of Fame was the legendary Hall of Fame, the gold jacket was the gold jacket. And before anybody could just get in on one Super Bowl, this is the 3 criteria what it used to be. And there's only one guy right now that I could think of that truly, well, there's maybe 2 that really fits this mold of getting in. Okay, here it goes. Let me pull it up real quick here.
And while you pulling that up, we have Ezekiel Zane 41. I completely agree. Brady is not going to get it done this year. He is not. He's going to get too much pressure, too much uncertainty, too much to prepare for. Sorry, Tom. Ain't your year, baby.
Okay. Basically, the old school criteria used to be, and it's kind of gotten away from this, but the old school criteria used to be, did you define your position? Did you redefine your position? Did you dominate your position for a period of time? There's a third one out there, and I for some reason I can't find it on my notes somewhere, but the 2 main ones that I can remember of specifically was, did you redefine your position and did you dominate that position? You could probably throw in, winning percentages and things of that nature. But I think right now the Hall of Fame has become watered down. It's become watered down because we're letting guys in the Hall of Fame that have not redefined that position. The one person I can think of redefined it is in terms of longevity and things like that could be Tom Brady, could be on the defensive side of the ball, could be J.J. Watt. But very few players have truly, really redefined it. I'll give you a case in point. Right now, they're talking about letting Eli Manning into the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame, Eli Manning into the Hall of Fame. Now, I understand Eli Manning got 2 Super Bowls, 2 MVPs, Super Bowl MVPs. He's 7th on the list for passing yards, touchdowns, and so forth. But let me ask you this. He only had a 500 regular season record. That means he was an average, not a great. He was an average quarterback in the regular season, and only twice did he really elevate his game.
And guess what?
Is that really worthy of Hall of Fame to only elevate your game twice, but yet have a 500 regular season?
Give him something to ponder. We're gonna leave right there and give him something to ponder. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, follow the Game Changer Sports Network and follow the Whiskey Hour podcast. This was our first episode under the new banner, under the Game Changer Sports Network, and we're happy to be here. We're proud to be here, and we're excited to keep bringing you guys high-profile content, fact-based, of course. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope we tried to get to most of the comments as we could. I know we probably missed a few, but thank you guys for staying with us. We hope that you come and join us again next week. We're here every Tuesday from 7 to 8 Eastern time, baby. Whiskey Hour Podcast. I'm your host, Big Phil. I got my man Jay in the building. We had our man Eric Logson, who unfortunately couldn't stay on because of technical difficulties. Once again, we thank you for your time. Tune in next week. Thank you for vibing with us. Peace.